example to how to endure what's coming upon us in these last days. All right? A perfect example how to endure what's coming upon us in these last days. All right? 2 Maccabees 7:1. And it came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. All right? Bottom line, in today's term, they come snatch you up out of your house, a whole family, mother and the children. All right? Because you know we got single parents household right now, where the mother is the head of the household, right? This happens. The stormtroopers come, they kick your door in during martial law, snatch the mom and the kids out of the house. All right? It says 7:2. But one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die, rather than to transgress the law of our fathers. All right? It says we are ready to die, than to transgress the laws of our fathers, right? And what we're saying today is this, right? We are ready to die, than to take the microchip, than to be than to bow down, right, to the New World Order, than to sell our souls out to the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Dubiers, the Oppenheimers, the international bankers. We'd rather die than to accept this, the mark of the beast, all right? Then the king, verse 3, then the king being enraged, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off his utmost parts of his body, and the rest of his brethren and his mother looked on. So they were torturing these brothers, right? They were torturing these brothers, torturing them, want them to bow down, want them to do away with the laws that Moses gave unto us. All right, that's what's going on now. They're going to warn us to do this right here, to accept the mark of the beast, which is forbidden by the Most High, right? They want us to accept this, but it's forbidden by the Most High, and we say the same thing now that they say back then. We'd rather die. All right? Now, when he was, verse 5, now, when he was thus maimed in all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire and to be fried in the pan. And as the vapor of the pan was for good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, all right? Same thing they say back then, we're saying now. We are willing to die manfully, right? The Lord power looketh upon us, and in truth has comfort in us, as Moses in his song, which witnessed to their faces, declared, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. So when the first was dead, after this manner, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with their hairs, they asked him, wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? So they were saying that then eat the swine flesh. All right? But we're going to chop up every part of your body. We're going to brutalize you, basically, right? They're going to torture you. All right? But he answered in his own language and said, no. Right? He said, no. Right? Wherefore, he also received the next torment in order, as the former did. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, thou said like a fury, take us out of this present life. But the King of the world shall rise us up, who have died for his laws unto everlasting life. Alright, it says, if we die in the laws that was given to us, we will rise up again to everlasting life. Alright? And we know that's what's going to happen this time. And we're willing to do the same thing. Right? Because we know, it says, that Christ, Yahushua, shall rise first. Let's get that. 1 Thessalonians. Thessalonians 4:16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with a trump of the Most High. And the dead in Christ shall rise first. Understand what I'm saying? But the bottom line is these brothers knew what they were talking about, right? Basically saying, if you kill me now, I will rise up again. Understand? He will come back again. Understand? It says, after him was the third made a mocking stock, and when he was required, he put out his tongue, and that right soon holding forth his hands manfully. So this brother, before they even asked or said anything, he went out there and stuck his tongue out, like cut it off. He gave his hands and his legs out, like cut them off. And he did that manfully. Right? And said courageously, these I had from heaven, and for his laws I despised them. And from him I hope to receive them again, insomuch that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he nothing regardeth pain. It says, this young brother, he marveled them. Why? Because he had courage, and he didn't care about the pain he was going through. Understand what I'm saying? He did it, and did it manfully. Understand? And that's why we today, right, the elect of the Most High, are willing to go that distance and do the same thing. Understand? We're willing to die manfully. Alright? Now, when this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. So the fourth brother was mangled and tormented like his previous brothers. Right? Now when this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. Right? Now let's go to Revelation 2:10. This is a prime example of that. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown of life. That's what's happening. Alright? These brothers are faithful unto death, and they will get the crown of life. Alright? And Most High will, we will be just like those brothers who were before us. Alright? So when, this is verse 14, so when he was ready to die, he said, thus it is good being put to death by men, to look for a hope from the Most High, to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection. Afterwards, they brought the fifth also and mangled him. That's the fifth brother. Then looked unto the king and said, thou hast power over man. Thou art corrupted thou art corruptible, thou dost what thou wilt, yet think not that our nation is forsaken of the Most High. But abide a while, and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed. After him also they brought the 6 who being ready to die, said, be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our power. Therefore marvelous things are done unto us. But think not thou that takest in hand to strive against the Most High, that thou shalt escape on punishment. You can't escape this judgment. But the mother was marvelous above all, and worthy of honorable memory. For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of one day, she bare it with a good courage, because of the hope that she had in the Lord. All right, now this is a real Israelite woman. This is what you call a real Israelite woman, man. She witnessed all 7 sons tortured and maimed, being put to death. Understand what I'm saying? And she still held fast. You know what I mean? She still hold her own, man. That it says, above all,